It's a minute gone past 9 a.m. Good morning, and thank you for joining us on today's edition of News Point on Diamond 88.7 FM in Lorraine, where we bring you the trending stories across the globe. I am BABAFEMI ADESOYE, and here are the stories making waves across the world. In Nigeria, the Nigeria Immigration Service (NIS) has ordered the closure of the country's borders through Saturday for the presidential and National Assembly elections. The Comptroller General (NIS), Issa Jere Idris, gave the directive to command controllers across the country in a circular. The closure of all land borders effective from 12 a.m. on Saturday, 25th February 2023 to 12 a.m. on Sunday, 26th February 2023. Still in Nigeria, Kwara State Commandant of the Niger Security and Civil Defense Corps (NSCDC), Mohammed Tuku Ibrahim, has deployed 2,500 personnel for Saturday's 2023 general elections in the 16 local government areas of the state. A statement by the spokesman of the Defense Corps, Ayeni Olasukomi, said the deployment was done to ensure a heat-free election and to secure lives and properties of Nigerians before, during, and after the exercise. The commandant commended the people of Kwara State for their peaceful nature. And on the foreign scene, Brazilian authorities have said that the death toll from floods and landslide triggered by torrential rains in the country's southeast has risen to at least 50, with emergency workers continuing to dig through the wreckage. According to the Sao Paulo state government, dozens of people are still missing after the disaster. Last weekend's record storms dumped more than an entire February's worth of rain in 24 hours, triggering violent floods and landslides that tore through precariously built hillside communities. Sao Paulo Governor Tarcísio de Freitas admitted the official weather alert system had failed to avoid the tragedy. And in the world of sports, Sergio Ramos has announced his retirement from international football after he was told he will not be part of New Spain coach Luis de la Fuente's plans. Ramos revealed de la Fuente called him and said he will not be selected regardless of his form with Paris Saint-Germain. The defender made 180 appearances for Spain, more than any other player, and scored 23 goals. Ramos won the 2010 World Cup as well as back-to-back European Championships in 2008 and 2012. That's all we have for you on this edition of News Punch. Up next is the Diamond Breakfast Show, where we bring you the analysis of the stories. Please do stay tuned.
For up-to-date news reported across the globe, be rest assured you're on the right radio dial. Diamond 88.7 FM Ilorin, your shining supreme station.
From news to sports, current affairs to entertainment, beautiful music, amazing programs, we got you all covered at Diamond 88.7 FM.
The major talking point in Nigeria are always on the lips of the citizens.
What's going on in this country? Look at smaller countries taking lead, and you call yourself giant of Africa. Yeah.
Nigeria don't spoil my business too much. Nigeria is too hard for us. I mean, I want to kill us. Father, not kill us for Nigeria. Oh, please, help us beg them.
They should reduce their expenditure so that they can free enough money for social development.
I wish for a Nigeria where we elect a leader based on competency and not popularity.
On the Diamond Breakfast Show, we place the spotlight on the critical issues in the country.
Government that says they are broke can prioritize construction of an additional runway over education of the people.
How can a government, how can you hold Indomine? This is intolerable. It's provocative.
Now, you see, when you look at our democratic journey, we are yet to practice the new democratic system in Nigeria.
Join us on Mondays to Friday on the DBS from 9 to 10 a.m. The Diamond Breakfast Show, amplifying the voice of the people. From the studios of Diamond 88.7 FM in Lorraine, this is the Diamond Breakfast Show.
right, you're welcome back to the Diamond Breakfast Show. Yes, we have a lot of conversations to deal with today. Yes, well, we're getting to the analysis of some of the major stories from the week. And then, yes, once my guest steps in, I'll be doing the proper introduction, yes, with him. But in the meantime, let's quickly get into the first story for today. The Independent National Electoral Commission has said that a total of 87,209,007 permanent voter cards have been collected across the country. INEC Chairman Mahmoud Yakubu announced the development on Thursday during a media briefing at the National Collation Center in Abuja. Now, we have a few questions right here. That's okay. With the number of collected PVCs, I would like to know your own expectation, if you're listening to me right now, in terms of turnout in this election. And of course, INEC has distributed sensitive election materials across the country. So yeah, definitely, I'll also be asking for your own assessment of the commission ahead of tomorrow's election. Yes, you can be part of this conversation. You know already how to join us, but then in case you do not know, 0913-655-6952 is the number to call. 0913-655-6952. Or you can send us a WhatsApp message. That is on 0913-655-6864. And as we already know that, yes, about 87 million PVCs have been, about 8 million, 87 million PVCs have been collected throughout the nation, just as described by INEC, or definitely the the immigration boss address orders 24-hour closure of the nation's border. And then amidst all this, yes, definitely do not let us forget that there was this particular gruesome incident that's happened. That is the murder of the Enugu Labour Party candidate, which the NBA has condemned. And on the killings, yes, the Labour Party has called for election postponement in Enugu State. 0913-655-6952 is the number to call. Let me see who I have here. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Zil.
Hello, good morning, Dr. Zil. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
You're very good, thank you. So let's have you. What are your expectations in terms of turnout in this election with the number of collected PVCs?
You see, the number of PVCs collected is not the issue now. It is the way people can mobilize themselves to use cash coins. And, it is unfortunate that in Nigeria we keep talking about problems instead of talking about solutions. Even when we talk about solutions, we realize that the people we put at the end of affairs don't understand what solution is. They can only create more problems to the one we have already. Because as we speak now, more problems are there. Any problem that has to do with flow of cash, you know how it can be, even in one talkless of country. And we are talking of just some hours to general election. So as we speak, with the election tomorrow, we shouldn't expect us to see people come out as they should have done, because none of them can fly. Even if they say they will run, how many can walk? How many of them can walk so long a distance because they want to go and vote? So to me, fingers crossed, I don't know how they will do it, because even to do transfer now is difficult. To get cash is difficult. So these are some of the red flags that we should know that tomorrow, I mean, it might not be as we used to have it. And INEC, they used to be who they used to be. They will tell us all is ready, but it is after the election or the outcome of the election or during the election we know whether truly INEC is prepared. Our security guys too, they always promise they have done this, they are ready, but then tomorrow we tell and the outcome will also tell. And the killing is unfortunate, and we don't know why politicians keep killing themselves like that one in Enugu and they still burn the guy. It's not supposed to be so. Election is not do or die, but in Nigeria, it's like it's a do or die for the politicians.
Okay, Dr. Zil, let me quickly ask you this question. You're talking about the cash crunch being a major factor in affecting the way people turn out for the elections tomorrow. But as we all know in this side of the world, or let me say in our country, the electoral processes do not even warrant any movement of commercial, vehicular movement normally on election day. So what exactly do people need cash for tomorrow to go and vote?
They need cash, yes, they need cash to get certain things ready today.
Okay. Okay, you mean in preparation for the no movement tomorrow?
Preparation, yes. Let's not deceive ourselves. Even the party agents, they still need cash because the electoral law allows it. There is no way you can rule cash completely, except we are deceiving ourselves because in one way or the other, even if we say vote buying, we are just deceiving ourselves. They don't buy votes with cash only. They buy votes with other things. They can buy votes in kind. So, and also many other things.
With food items and all that?
Yes, in fact, as we speak, some politicians have started it in one way or the other, that we will be hearing the report. So, all these are some of the things that we should know, that Nigerians and politicians, they are one step ahead of anything anybody is thinking. And they are always there to actually carry out their intentions in a bad way, that they need to frustrate the system. So, issue of cash is still needed for some things. Even physically tomorrow, like the party agents, like even INEC staff that want to do one thing or the other. INEC said the CBN has released some cash to them for them to do some logistics. And we can't finish everything on time because CBN has already come up with this their bad policy that they just bring in to cause a lot of problems. And that is what is going on. So a lot of things are delayed. People are still queuing in banks and they need to get themselves prepared. So the preparation from the side of the people, the cash issue has really disrupted a lot of things. So we may not really have the population that we're supposed to have for the voters because when somebody is angry or he doesn't have even money in his pocket, you can't expect such a person to really make some sacrifices. It makes sense to every one of us. Message, even me, I received it twice yesterday that tomorrow we should go and vote. I asked myself, if I can vote because at least I am of the average person in Nigeria, but what makes everybody that is of the average, the truth is that we should face it. The majority that vote, where these politicians get their vote, they got it from all these low-life people, the common of the poor people.
The grassroots people.
Yes, the grassroots people. And you have been impoverished to the point that even the little they have, they cannot get it. So we shouldn't expect too much in terms of turnout. It's going to cause a kind of voter apathy somehow because of this cash from something.
Okay, I want to believe that you mean that you are not expecting too much in terms of turnout, and not that we shouldn't expect.
Yes. I'm not expecting too much.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much, Dr. Zil. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you so much for your contribution, Dr. Zil. God bless you. All right. 0913-655-6952 is the number to call. What are your own expectations in terms of the turnout for this general elections commencing tomorrow, the 25th February 2023? 0913-655-6952. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Your name and where you're calling from, ma?
This is Abiola KG from Gakombi.
Abiola from Gakombi. Thank you for joining us. Blessed to have you.
So, concerning this election, we have many people that they are suffering. Concerning the issue of cash, they are suffering because they don't get what to eat, and you expect them to come out to come and vote. They can't come out to come and vote because some of them will queue from morning till night. To get 1,000 naira is difficult for them. And we are hearing concerning electricity that there won't be light tomorrow, and you expect people to be happy to come out and vote. It's not done. It's not done. I know the educated one among us will come out to fulfill their rights and said, okay, let's go out and see, but let's consider the poor ones, the old ones among us. We know they are the ones that can, okay, let's go out and vote when they are happy. But we have people there suffering, so people did not get what to eat in the morning, in the night, going up and down to beg people, selling things, and we even tell them, Mama, when you don't have money, we can't sell things to you. Or is it the poor man that doesn't have children? How do you expect these people to come out to vote? How are we going to be happy? Please, let them do something about this. We know it's our right. We know we have to come out to vote, but at least they should do something to this. I don't have more than that to say, sir.
All right, thank you very much, Abiola from Gakombi. Thank you so much for your contribution. Yes, still on the same question. With the number of the collected PVCs right now, about over 87 million PVCs collected nationwide, what are your own expectations in terms of turnout for tomorrow's election? Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Your name and where you're calling from?
This Mr. Dave is calling from Shao.
Mr.
Dave is calling from Shao.
Okay, Mr. David, how are you doing today?
We are doing fine.
Okay, and how's Shao?
Oh, sir, we're doing fine today.
Oh, lovely. So let's have you, sir.
No, on the turnout, in fact I concur with the first two callers. I don't see large turnout tomorrow, or let me say I don't see impressive turnout tomorrow. It's only people like us that are a little bit educated that we know that we just have to go out and vote.
No matter what.
Because as now, people are suffering. I called a friend of mine who is in Lagos. I asked him about the election, and he told me that as far as he is concerned, he's not going to vote. Because for the past 1 week, he has never been having it so easy. So I don't think there will be anything fun about it. I see a peaceful election. A peaceful election. On the issue of border closure, you see, I know that the border closure will be effective in the southern part of this country. In the up north, where we have thousands of footpath border, it's not possible for them to close it. Because the people will come from that country to come and vote. I'm very, very sure of that one. So, as far as tomorrow's election is concerned, we should just go out and vote and ask God to intervene on behalf of Nigeria.
Okay, we should put it the God factor. Sorry, Mr. David, can I quickly ask you another question?
Yes.
All right. Yes, it has always been known that even before now, when the hardship might not have been this apparent, that a lot of people do sell their votes for food items. Do you see that happening tomorrow, or do you see this current situation even spoiling that desire to sell votes because of ordinary food items tomorrow?
In fact, it has aggravated the issue already. Because politicians are now buying votes. Two kinds, not cash. But one thing I want people to understand is that no matter the level of stubbornness of poverty, that does not mean you should sell your right. Because the moment you sell your vote, you have sold your right already. And that is one thing Nigerians should know. Though the level of poverty is high, but still, that does not mean you should sell our right. Because whoever sells his vote has sold his right already. That is my own take on.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. David. Thank you so much for your contribution. God bless you. Okay. And then this particular issue brings me to the imagination of if any group of people or individuals have to be distributing food items tomorrow morning, then the question should be, how exactly did the vehicle that was used to to convey the food items get to the place? Even at the directive by the IGP that there should be no movement from 12 midnight today. 0913-655-6952. So let's look at it all together so that we can all forestall every form of corruption that may want to happen in this particular general elections starting from tomorrow. 0913-655-6952. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Your name and where are you calling from?
This is Daudu calling from Mokwa.
Oh, Mr. Daudu from Mokwa. Thank you so much for joining us. Can we have you, sir?
So since tomorrow election the last hope for the common man. and in another dimension, that people will turn out no matter the cause because they are tired of the present government. So they will do all means to see that they vote and do away with all this anarchy, all this oligarchy and so on in this government. So I'm seeing it in the local area that will be influx of people to vote than the cities. People will turn out no matter the cost, so that they will just see that they cast this vote and this government is gone because they are tired of everything. So that's the way I'm seeing it. And the border, this thing, the issue is that all what Buhari has been doing is to frustrate the Southerners.
Yeah.
Because
That's what. Sorry, Mr. Dowd. Let me quickly ask this question. You said all that the president is doing is to frustrate the Southerners. In what way, sir?
Okay, you can see that the border from the south, Lagos' border was closed. Their border was not closed. Right from the day he mentioned that the border closed, their border was not closed. A house member has to come and in the house and tell if you want to close border, close it. If you don't want to close it, leave it. They are the ones that even came out to even bring out their secret. You understand? So that is why I say that. And this issue of money swapping, the central government, they are the ones that go to the far north and swapping their money for them, not in the bank. We saw it, but how many in the southerners, in the Igbo land, the Yoruba land? There is nothing like that. So those are the issues.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Dowdo from Moko. I really appreciate your call. Thank you. God bless you. Yeah. All right. Yes. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we have our guest in the building already. So, yes, I'll be introducing him. Our guest this morning on the show is Barrister Bashir Oladipo, a legal practitioner and a public affairs analyst. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you so much.
I could quickly imagine what you might have gone through to get to this place. Maybe that's why you came late.
I'm sorry about that.
Oh, no, there's no problem. We all understand that times are hard right now. And then, of course, we need to get that to consider one another. Okay, so the first story is about the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, having said that a total of 87,209,007 permanent voter cards have been collected across the country. And then the chairman of INEC, Mahmoud Yakubu, announced the developments on Thursday. That was just yesterday during a media briefing at the National Collation Center in Abuja. Now, with the number of those PVCs collected, that's 87 million plus. What are your expectations in terms of turnout in this election?
Well, looking at the number of PVC collected,
okay,
one will say that there is likely to be an improvement in terms of the number of people vis-a-vis the previous election.
Okay.
Because if you look at the previous election, the number was far, far below that number. So obviously we have more voters now coming in to register. So obviously there will be, in terms of margin, there will be higher
numbers.
Higher numbers of people coming to vote. But in terms of percentage, there's likely to be a lower percentage of people going there to vote. The reason is when you look at the situation now, it's not easy for anybody to easily say he's going to do his voting. So the situation is not encouraging to persuade people to go and vote. So you only see those people who feel and see it as an obligation. Say, well, this is my right and this is something I ought to do for my nation. Those are the people who are likely to vote. And looking at the country, not many of us have that mindset.
Okay, so what are you saying now that we really do not belong to the school of thought of saying challenges and difficulties should be the factors that will motivate us the more to exercise our franchise?
Yes, challenges ought to be. But you see, our mindset is not about. You see, if you meet an average Nigerian, what they would tell you is that whether you vote or you don't vote, is it not the same? You get my point. This is the common thing.
Okay,
so
but with the current increase in voter registration, because it was actually deliberate, especially among the young people, do you think this mindset will still linger for so long?
Yeah, you see, the point is the situation.
Okay.
You see, looking at the enabling environment that may make people to be eager to go and vote, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for a lot of people to go and vote. The cost of transport, the lack of money, the lack of petrol, that is transport facility in terms of using the petrol to go and do the voting. So all these things is going to militate against the number of people who ordinarily would have loved to go and vote.
But ordinarily, vehicular movement should be stalled tomorrow, normally, during the election period.
Why?
Because the vehicles are not meant to move from one point to the other.
Why? I don't see rationale about that.
But that's the how do I put it, the
we are saying
procedure.
the same thing. You know, ordinarily, if you have it, some people will move to their place to go. Like maybe where I'm going to vote is not here in Ilorin.
Okay.
And there are a lot of people like that. If you'll be listening to the news now, people say
that they should be traveling today
and all
but
those
because
things.
there's no fuel,
because of the fuel,
they will not be able to go.
Not only fuel, because of lack of cash with people. So all those things is going to militate against the number of people who go and vote. If there had not been any of this issue, we'll have seen a tremendous increase in the number of voters in the country, and that will have been a very good plus for the country.
Okay.
Because it's going to really affect and make the vote of people who can't.
All right, let's quickly, in less than 2 minutes, I just want to know your assessment of the commission ahead of tomorrow's election, because they have already distributed sensitive election materials across the country. What's your own assessment of INEC itself? Yes.
For me, listening to the INEC officials, the chairman, the commissioners, I would say they have really done a fantastic job, and I think they're prepared for this election. You see, a lot of people believe there won't be an election, but I always have that belief that there will be an election. But I know that the number of people may not be that much, and maybe it may even be better for the electoral body because it means they have less population to contend with.
So it means we are getting it. We are getting it. The more we are getting better.
Yeah, it's getting better. In fact, since if there is any other thing Buhari did, I think on this election issue, I think he has really, tried to give a legacy of non-interference as much as possible, and creating an enabling environment to make the vote more important and more to make the vote count.
Okay.
And we should give also glory to the chairman of INEC. For his, impartiality, the way he's been handling himself. It's difficult for him. You hardly can see anybody talking about him either being partitioned to this side
or being partial.
So I think it's for the first time, I think we are moving better than the previous elections.
Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, so let's quickly go on this commercial break, and then when we come back, we'll continue with the show. Do not forget, ladies and gentlemen, you can be part of this program by contributing via WhatsApp message. That's 0913-655-6864. Or you can even join the conversation on Twitter. Tweet at Diamond887FM, CC at Don Femi King, and of course with the hashtag Diamond Breakfast Show. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Everyone loves an upgrade, but with DSTV, you get boosted to a whole new level. Upgrade to more football and get boosted to the most heart-racing sports moments. Upgrade to your favorite shows and get boosted to emotions like never before. Upgrade to the best action movies and get boosted to high-octane scenes that make you shout, woo!
Upgrade your DSTV package and DSTV will boost you to the next higher package. Offer valid from January 25th to March 31st. Terms and conditions apply.
All right, you're welcome back from the short commercial break. It is still the Diamond Breakfast Show on Diamond 88.7 FM in Ilorin. Yeah, we've been discussing about our expectations for the in terms of turnout of the electorate tomorrow, the 25th of February 2023. Okay, now moving to the second story. The gruesome killing of the Labour Party candidate for Enugu East Senatorial District, Oyibo Chukwu, has generated many reactions ahead of the election. And this comes after presidential candidates and their party's national chairman signed a peace accord to sue for peace in this election and beyond. Now, political assassinations have become rare in recent times in Nigeria compared to when we just returned to democracy in 1999. How does this make you feel?
It's sad. But then, we have to look at it not only from the issue of politics, let me put it, but it's actually political. I think the East has been a hotbed in terms of agitation.
And getting ready for the elections.
Getting ready for the election has not really been something that we can say the East is ready for in view of the situation in the East. The Biafra, the IPOB, the Southeast
Network, ESN,
yes. And all these things. You see, but you see, one thing is, I think the world has moved away from violence, and what matters most now is negotiation. And when you want to do negotiation, you cannot use force to get out of a nation. You understand? And doing this demands a lot of planning, a lot of patience. It's not something you can get in 1 day or 2 days. But if you look at the East seems to have this feeling that if we can't get it, then we opt out. Yeah, if you want to opt out, I think there are ways you can go about it. You have your people at the National Assembly. You have your people in government. If you truly want things to work out, I think it's better, because these are people that are recognized as leaders. It doesn't matter whether you as a group recognize them or not, but you need to carry them along, bring them into your agitations, and marshal your things properly. It's your people that's being killed. It is your resources that is being wasted. I think we need to do a critical rethinking for our brothers in the East, and let this thing, let us reason together. Let us come together. The man that was killed is not a Yoruba man. He's not a Hausa man. He's not Fulani. He's your own man, your own person. So I feel sad. I have to be honest. I feel sad that the East is taking it this way. There are ways that you can get out of a nation. It may take time, but not violence. Violence breeds nothing but problem up and down. Even when you get out, if you get out with violence, how do you want the other people to feel and make you a friend?
Okay, so your own suspicion right now is channeled towards the group of people agitating that there shall be no elections in the eastern part of the country.
They've been creating problems. It's only because the man is representing a party as a candidate. The other people that have been killed that are not being represented like that, it's because of the stature and the position he's looking for that makes it look as if people are being killed there in the East. In fact, it gets to a state that you start looking whether it's not a terrorist action also now against your own people. We need to really rethink. We can't grow with violence, especially when the violence is also directed against your own people. Who are you going to rule on? When you kill all your people, when you destroy the people that supposed to give you the intellectual intellectual advice on how to go about some of these issues.
Simply because they are obeying the law that still binds them.
Exactly. And we are still part of Nigeria anyway. So if you want to go out, there are ways you can go. Honestly, there are other ways you can use without being unnecessarily violent. Honestly. Call your people together. Let every one of you have the same mindset. And then at the national level, at this thing, go there and talk. It's not really by violence. Violence has failed us in this country. We did the Civil War, it failed. The only thing that has really helped this nation is through less violent agitation. Let's see what happened during 93 agitation against the annulment of June 12th. You see, it was a calculated planning, and it gave the result. Even though at the end of the day, the man at the center of the whole thing lost his life, but then less things happened. If not because of the government itself, creating unnecessary violence, you see that the number of people that were killed as a result was less. But the pressure, the intellectual pressure, was much, and it gave a result. That's why we see our own Obasanjo becoming the president at that critical time. It was to assuage the feelings of the West. So they got what they want. And the pressure for democracy, we got what we want. At the end of the day, democracy came up 1993 to 1999. That's about a space of about 6 years.
Obviously.
But it wasn't really by violence. By violence, rather. So I think the East need to really rethink. There's nothing wrong for one section going if they actually want to go. And I don't see any reason why we'll say don't go. But we must be able to marshal your points. It's not by violence. And some of the reasons they're bringing up is not really tenable. We are being marginalized. How? Go to the national, the federal civil service. You see a lot of Igbos there, holding permanent secretary, directors, key positions. If I guess to a state that if they take the statistics of the employment structure at the national level, vis-a-vis tribe or group, not by virtue of north or south or east, group, you see that the Igbos are likely to be the largest tribe in terms of national employment. I'm telling you this. These are realistic. The records are there, but each time you say we are marginalized, tell me whether the Yoruba, when Obasanjo was there, what has Yoruba gained by virtue of Obasanjo being the president? When Jonathan was there, what has the East or the South gained by Jonathan being the president? I think we need to really move away from this issue of saying the amount should be this or this and that. What matters is that we should all see ourselves as a Nigerian. And the moment we have that mindset, I can tell you, we are moving. And our leaders, secondly, our leaders and every Nigerian should respect the rule of law. You see, if you see any nation that is having problem, it's because they are not respecting law. If we all respect law, there won't be any problem. So that is the issue. The issue of this swap money we are talking about is because the CBN has failed to respect the law, because they gave us a rule and they failed to follow the rule. The president himself also disobeyed the law. And everybody is disobeying the law. And then how do you now want the whole thing to work? It can't work, because law is the order, is the orderliness that creates. Law is the foundation that creates orderliness in every society. So we must respect law. Our leaders should show good example. All the governors that said they went to court, well, it's good, but then how many of them have obeyed the law?
In times past.
Yeah, in times past. Even in recent, as of today. Tell me how many state government has conducted in local government elections. Then how can we have development? Development in any nation is from the grassroots. It's at the lower level of governance, the ward, the local government, then back to the state at the national. All this noise about the national, we can't have any development. Development must start from the grassroots at the lowest level, because those are the ones that can actually see what the society needs. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much, sir. Let's quickly go for this break, and then when we come back, we'll continue with the show.
The major talking point in Nigeria are always on the lips of the citizens.
What's going on in this country? Look at smaller countries taking lead, and you call yourself giant of Africa. Yeah.
Nigeria don't spoil my business too much. Nigeria is too hard for us. I mean, I want to kill us. Father, not kill us for Nigeria. Oh, please, so help us beg them.
They should reduce their expenditure so that they can free enough money for social development.
I wish for a Nigeria where we elect a leader based on competency and not popularity.
On the Diamond Breakfast Show, we place the spotlight on the critical issues in the country.
Government that says they are broke can prioritize construction of an additional runway over education of the people.
How can a government, how can you hold in domain? This is intolerable. It's provocative.
Now, you see, when you look at our democratic journey, we are yet to practice genuine democratic system in Nigeria.
Join us on Mondays to Friday on the DBS from 9 to 10 a.m. The Diamond Breakfast Show, amplifying the voice of the people.
All right, you're welcome back. Yes, it is still the Diamond Breakfast Show on Diamond 88.7 FM Ilorin. Now we're moving to the third story. Let's take a look at the preparedness of our security agencies ahead of tomorrow's election. The police, military, and the NSCDC have deployed their personnel to various parts of the country to ensure safety during the elections. The Nigerian Immigration Service has ordered a 24-hour closure of the country's border. How confident are you in the security agencies?
Is it my problem, or the problem I see or noticed or observed in our security system is a lack of synergy? You see, it's not only in the security, I think in every facet of our system. People, our leaders or each of these organizations see themselves as more of a single unit. You see, they don't see themselves as collaborating to achieve the same goal. So, and if you are talking of security in anywhere, I think it starts from planning. Security is not just about deploying people going there and here and there. Security, but I think that they ought to have been working on this issue for the past 6 months and knowing where are the hot spots. Where are the suspects? Which area do we need to deploy more personnel? Which area do we need to deploy technological this thing? Which area are we going to curtail and monitor the movement? Because we have been able to realize that from our investigative security alert, this is the result we have gotten. But unfortunately, from what we see from outside, we have not really seen our security men, being up to the task of performing their responsibility. EFCC, tell me, what does EFCC has to do with election? It's amazing. It tells you that we don't even know our law. These are responsibility of police officer, the police. You see, we need to really identify if the EFCC is going to do any backup, they have to back up to the police, not them now operating on their own, police operating on their own, the DSS operating on their own. We are talking of internal security. That is principal responsibility of Nigerian police. So for me, well, I don't foresee any serious security challenge, but I'm not sure that our security agents have really been able to come up with something. You know, they're supposed to be collaborative effort. Though I think about 2 or 3 days ago, there was a security meeting with the presidency where we have all these, so many other agencies coming together to come and talk.
Of the service heads?
Service heads of some of these organizations. I hope that will have been an opportunity to have a synergy and a collaborative effort. If that meeting achieved that, then I think we might say we are moving ahead.
All right, thank you very much. Well, let's get the reactions of our listeners, and because I know a lot of people want to say one thing or the other concerning this. Okay, yes, I have a few WhatsApp messages right here. This says, God will take over Nigeria very soon. Everybody keep praying on that. But we have much work to do, because God will not come down to do this. Our leaders should just submit themselves to make Nigeria better, as we all pray. More progress, Diamond FM. That's coming from Evangelist Akinola Elijah Oluwagbemileke from Asadam. Thank you so much, Evangelist Akinola Elijah. And then another one right here says, as a foreigner, I was shocked when I heard the government disregarded the judgment of the apex courts of the land. Democratic countries respect the rule of law. No government is above the law. Okay, no name, no location. Anyway, thank you very much. But please, next time when you're sending such messages, we'd like to know your name and your location so that we can just simply identify better with you. So, yeah, the number to call again is 0913-655-6952. Let's. The question now is, how confident are you in the security agencies as regards tomorrow's election? And then concerning the assassination that happened in Enugu State, how can such assassinations be prevented? 0913-655-6952. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Your name and where you calling from?
My name is Mr. Salman Abdulrazak.
Sorry, your name again?
Mr. Salman Abdulrazak.
Okay, Mr. Salman Abdulrazak. Thank you for joining us. From where, please? Okay. Let's have you. Hello, we're listening to you.
I believe this election is going to be peaceful.
Okay.
And I urge the electorate to use themselves so that there is no problems and problems. And for the security officers should always non-political and not partial. So about the 7 people that connected, I don't believe all these people will go and vote.
Okay.
Planning what's going on in this country right now. Look at the cash funds and fuel scarcity and all that like that. So I believe everything will be okay, inshallah, by God's grace.
Amen. All right, thank you very much, Mr. Abdul Salam. Thank you so much. God bless you. Okay. 0913-655-6952. Hello.
Hello, good morning, Dr. Zil from Fatih.
Okay, Dr. Zil calling back. Okay, let's have you, sir.
Yeah. I want to quickly and actually beg to disagree with the analyst in the studio when he said the youth are not marginalized. There are 101 marginalized in this country. And the Yorubas are also marginalized under this administration. And I can tell you when it comes to appointment, you see, this is one of the administrations we've had in this country that the only names you keep hearing in all the appointments literally is always somebody from the north, from the north, from the north. Go and check all heads. Go and check all secretaries and armsets and all that. Only few are from these other regions. I think the only one is that's why they are calling themselves born to rule. So let's not deceive ourselves. In this country, anybody who has like me has traveled the length and breadth of this country and has suffered, I think it's good, the bad, ugly, and I'm still experiencing it. So people should not tell us that somebody from the east is not marginalized. They are, and that's why when the ECOWAS court said they should free Nnamdi Kanu, they did free Nnamdi Kanu. We expect them to just keep quiet and you say violence cannot solve everything. Freedom cannot be gotten. It's just that they don't know how to go by their own. You can only get freedom through certain form of reasonable violence, because if you don't do that, you will not be able to, because that their own violence is they are killing themselves. They are supposed to face the government themselves, face the people who put them in that demonetization and all that. Because that's the only way. That's why you don't have the. If you don't have it, you will not have your freedom. And that is it. So that's what they are doing is wrong. And we want to beg them, they should stop killing themselves, they should stop killing their politicians. Because their politicians too, we know they are with this government in one way or the other. They are doing it, they are also doing them bad. But they should learn to know how to do the right thing on their own and face the people who are really putting them in this wrong mess. That's how it's supposed to be. And security in this country for this election, I want to tell people, we cannot fingers crossed. Because our security guys, they are not synergizing. I think I agree with the analyst on that one. They are not doing the right thing that they're supposed to do. But on this one, let's see. By tomorrow, at the end of the day, they have some plus whether they are really ready. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Zil. Thank you so much for your contribution once again. 0913-655-6952. Maybe just one or two more calls before we call it a day on the show. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. This is Bright Future from Edo State on Wise Local Government.
Okay, Bright Future from Edo State. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's have you, sir.
I'm one of the youngest comedians. Not that we are talking movie forum. Yes, we are talking of this election of 18. My brother, how can we meet up without the help of the military? Because they are saying the Nigeria, whatever security are not serious. How can we meet up? The police, you are talking of the police. Are they going to be catching Yahoo boys there or whatever? Collecting money from the roadblock? So you involve the military, which is the army, the air force, and the navy, and whatever. Because if you are talking about the police, you are not really helping the situation. People are there on black uniform, which might are black, their mouth are black, and throat are black. What are we doing with them? You understand? So when they want to do this election, prayer, involve the personnel, which are the military.
Okay, that's your own point of view.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, I can.
So, because I believe the military will not collect bribes. And the police, they must go there and collect bribes. You understand? So to make this election free and fair, we need to involve the military, which are the army.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes, yes.
So, as for the south and east part of the country, when they want to depart from Nigeria, they need to pass the appropriate channel. You understand me? Then, while passing the appropriate channel, they invited their men who are on the right table, which is in the office to the senator and others. Invite them so that they will go and relate it with the federation.
Okay. Yes.
So I pray for the help of God in tomorrow election.
Amen.
Because this killing, it makes us to shut more and more.
Look, we are all being hopeful and prayerful.
Yes, we need to be very prayerful.
All right.
Because we are not born handless, neither we are crippled. We are not deaf and dumb, neither we are sick. We need to pray for the hand of help of God.
Okay.
The hand of God, his hand is not too short that he cannot touch our needs. Neither is here, is deaf. But Nigeria, I can say from Empire to Nigeria, is no more than 5 naira again.
All right. Thank you very much for that, Bright Future from Edo State. We really appreciate your call. Okay. Thank you. God bless you. All right. On the lighter note now, we will not be able to receive any calls any longer for today because the time is of essence and is never our friend. Special thanks to our guest this morning on the show, Mr. Bashir Oladipo. Yes, he just corrected me that you do not address a lawyer as a as barrister. Yes, thank you so much for that correction. In all these years, I never knew that. Thank you so much for coming. And I want to believe that anytime we call on you again, you would definitely be obliged to be here.
It will be my pleasure.
All right, thank you so much.
My pleasure, thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, please do not let us forget we need to all exercise our franchise tomorrow. Yes, all of us that are registered voters should please come out and vote so that we can actually have the right to complain if anything goes wrong. But if we do not vote, then we will not be able to complain. So and then please let us embrace peace, because it's only peace that can give us freedom. It is only peace that can give us, a good life. Let us embrace peace, no violence at all. And please, as they've been saying, that if you are not a registered voter, you do not have any business in any of the voting or polling units. So please, you will just have to sit at home and then maybe watch the situation rooms that have been created all across the country. Thank you so much, everyone, for being a part of today's Diamond Breakfast Show. We come again on Monday by 9 a.m. with Bisola Oduwole Suleiman. Till then, ensure that your dial is locked down on Diamond 88.7 FM, because we have a lot of coverings to do for you tomorrow concerning the election. Thank you so much, everybody. My name remains Babafemi Adesoye. Have a very lovely Friday. Bye for now.
From news to sports, current affairs to entertainment, beautiful music, amazing programs, we got you all covered at Diamond 88.7 FM.
For up-to-date news